Hello, my name is Maria Paula and I am going to talk about the tradition with which I learned about my culture, Dia de los Muertos. During the last days of October and the first days of November, there are many countries in Latin America and Europe that celebrate a holiday related to death or life after death. In Ecuador, we celebrate the Day of the Dead. This is a holiday that honors the life of the loved ones who have passed away. Dia de los Difuntos or Day of the Deceased is also celebrated in Europe and North America as All Saints' Day. Every year on 2nd November, Ecuadorians convene in local cemeteries to celebrate Dia de los Difuntos or Day of the Deceased. All Saints' Day. Since ancient times, pre-Hispanic tribes honored their ancestors. Therefore, when Spaniards arrived and celebrated All Saints' Day on November 1st, indigenous people embraced the holiday as one of their own. November 1st. While some families will devote November 1st to visit their graves, this day is most often spent preparing the traditional food for the following day. Families in rural areas engage in a picnic feast on the graves of their ancestors, with a plate of food being set out for the dead, while some mothers lay flowers on the graves at cemeteries, then enjoy the meal at home. The meal consists on guaguas de pan and colada morada. Guagua in Quechua means baby. Our ancestors thought that for each deceased will be born a baby, and this means a new life and wealth. In some small towns, families gather at communal ovens to bake guaguas de pan bread, in the shape of small babies or children riding horses. Other shapes, echoing symbols of infinity, like spirals and circles, can also be made for consumption. But the ones that are placed on the graves are the guaguas. In fact, the street leading up to the cemetery might be full of vendors selling locally made guaguas for those families who do not have access to an oven or time to invest on baking. On the other hand, we have colada morada. This is a drink thickened with blue corn flour, helping provide some of its unique color. But up to 20 ingredients might be used, including purple blackberries, midnight blueberries, and bright red strawberries. The final drink is sweet and thick. Finally, November 2nd. On the actual Dia de los Difuntos, families dress in their finest clothes, bring their favorite food to share, and picnic together in the cemetery itself. Festivities spill out beyond the cemetery, and it is common to find pop-up carnivals and cultural parades. So, why did I choose this tradition? And the answer is simple. It's just because I believe in life after death. So, how the world works. All cultures in the world have thought that ancestors are in a higher dimension or that they live somewhere else once they are already dead. Death has been always an important ritual throughout the world. For example, our ancestors had the belief that they can connect with their ancestors. As another example, we have the Hindu culture. So, what they think is that the person who dies is reincarnated in a person who is born or in any other living being. And this we can connect with the thing what I told you before about the guaguas de pan, because our ancestors thought that for each deceased will be born a baby, and this means new life and wealth. So now we can see that this belief of believing in life after death is not something new, but something that has been through 1,000 years. So, what is my place in the world and how to act in the world? What I think it's my place in the world is to keep with the tradition in order that it doesn't change or even die. And what I think I need to do is just teach and show other people and other cultures about what is my tradition so that they can understand my culture. Finally, how to evaluate what happens in the world. What I think is that we can evaluate what happens in the world while we see how traditions are maintained and how they have changed over the years. And that's it. Thank you for listening.